to Connections. I'm your host, April Healy, and I'm here. Welcome back, everyone. I'm here with Laura Armour, my good friend. She's also over operations at Bethel Atlanta, and she's over the internship year for BASSM. So, welcome, Laura. Hi.
Thanks.
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, me too.
I love having you here. I love having you on the show. It's like so fun to have a good friend sitting in front of me.
It's awesome.
Today, I'd love to talk to you about life coaching. I know you love life coaching. It's like built up in you, and you've found that it's become one of the things that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how you found that it was one of your passions?
Yeah, I think I remember first hearing the term life coach and like severely making fun of it, because all I could think, like, who needs a coach for their life? You just live life.
Right.
Like,
Sure.
I don't understand. And so what actually kind of launched me into it was I started it with an assessment called Strength Finders. And I discovered it's kind of like a personality test.
Yeah.
I discovered it while I worked at the Wesley Foundation at UGA, fell in love with it, and got trained in coaching people in that test. But as I was doing that, it kind of felt like it was just this one tool to something greater. And so I started just doing some research, and actually ended up being life coached for a season by someone, and fell in love with it there. You know, it's kind of one of those moments when you see something and you discover it and you realize, this is what I was born to do.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I felt with that. So I went through a year training course. It was 3 different courses over a year.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
Graduated or got certified as a master life coach.
Yeah.
All
Go, Laura.
all these titles that we use that are just funny to me. And so that was kind of my journey from it, from like literally making fun of it to becoming one. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So
Be careful the things you make fun of in life.
Because you got life coached. So it felt like,
yeah.
Okay. So it made such an impact on you that you were like, I'm going to become one.
Yeah. While I was in the process of being coached, I was, watching what my coach was doing and realizing this is stuff that I do all the time with friends or people like I would disciple or anything like that. I just did it effortlessly, like asking great questions, setting goals, creating accountability, things like that. And so it just really triggered this thing within me to want to learn more tools, learn more about the process, and just kind of started that journey.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us the difference between life coaching and something like counseling?
Yeah. So life coaching is a kind of a little less removed than counseling. A lot of times I think people need to see a counselor just for different situations in life, and then other situations would kind of more warrant a coach. A counselor is more going to give you advice, tell you what to do, that kind of more line of help. A coach is really going to almost be more of like a sounding board, asking you questions to help you figure out what you want to do.
Okay.
I think a lot of times, and I've done both, like I've seen counselors and I've seen coaches, and a lot of times I'll go to counselors when I literally don't know what to do.
Right.
And I want to be given you tell me what to do
Sure.
to walk through this grief, or to walk through this marriage issue, or something like that.
Yeah.
And
or
then,
just to grow, really.
Or just to grow, yeah. Or I've got this thing that I want to get over, this thing I want to grow in, this thing I want to mature in.
Yeah.
And then for coaches, it's really more of someone kind of coming along beside you, and you almost imagine like a coach in a sport, who they're giving you tips or tools along the way, and just really encouraging you as you go. So what I have found is coaches typically are asking you a lot of powerful questions, always turning it back around to you of, okay, so what are you going to do about that?
Yeah.
Not to say that counselors can't do that as well,
Yeah.
but coaches really more kind of empower you, hold you accountable, help you create goals, but it's all you driven.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it's helping you move forward in life and decisions that you want to make, or goals that you're going after, dreams you're going after, stuff like that. Yeah, total makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you, let's say there was someone that was stuck in life and either they had no direction or they had somebody else that had 50 dreams that feels stuck and not sure which dream to pick, what would be something that you would first tell them or ask them?
Yeah, so I think we would kind of start just asking questions around, why do you feel stuck? How do you feel stuck? When was the last time you didn't feel stuck? Just kind of starting with questions around that whole stuck feeling. And then I think from there it kind of goes a little different. I think a lot of times when people have a lot of different dreams, it's either reevaluating and making sure that all of those dreams really do matter and they're really significant, and then kind of whittling it down and picking, okay, you know, if you had to go after 3 and there was a limit on you and you could only pursue 3 for the rest of your life, which 3 would you pick? And having conversations around that, doing some different assessments or even activations around choosing that. I think that's kind of one thing. When you feel, I think, stuck, like you don't know what your dreams are or anything like that, that's where I tend to do a lot more kind of self-awareness kind of tools or activations. Like we might do Strength Finder, we might do DISC, and really start to investigate, okay, who are you, what are your values, what makes you excited, where do you come alive? And then start to investigate and develop dreams out of that. I think people make dreaming a lot harder than it has to be. I think sometimes you have to start, because I think we try to make it super serious of, you know, I want to feed the whole world, or I want to end homelessness. And those are amazing dreams, but I think that there are, that is like a big scope vision for your life, and there will be 50 dreams that come out of that, and 200 different goals, and then thousands of little action steps along the way that are going to get you there. And so what I love helping people do is discovering the big picture, and then once they do it, let's break it down into something that's actually manageable and achievable for you.
That's awesome. So how would people first start off? Like, let's say you broke some stuff down from, I want to feed the whole world, to, okay, let's start making some action steps and some goals. What would be some of the first things that you give a person?
Yeah, so I think if you kind of have that bigger picture and you're just wanting to get more manageable steps, I don't know if you've ever heard of SMART goals.
Yeah,
but
let's tell everyone what they are.
Yeah, so SMART goals, it's just a great tool for developing and designing like a really healthy goal. And so a lot of times people will set a goal and it's like, I want to get healthy. And you don't know what that really means. You don't know how you're going to measure if you've ever achieved that goal. And so SMART goals, it's an acronym, SMART, and each letter stands for a different basic question that you ask yourself about your goal. So the first one, the S stands for specific. So really getting your goal down from something that's super broad to something that's very specific. M stands for measurable, for example. How are you going to know when you actually achieve that goal? And so that's a great tool to kind of walk someone through when they're setting a goal. Because I think a lot of times we either set goals that are super broad and they just loom over us for our life. And it feels like we have the same goal for 20 years. And we've actually been working towards it, but we don't ever measure those little successes along the way because our goal's too big.
So you never feel like you've achieved anything, or you never feel like you're checking anything off, or you never feel like you're really moving forward that fast, because it's just such a large... Because
you had the same goal for so long.
Yeah. Does it mean physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? What does that mean?
Yeah, I want to be healthy, but you've never defined what healthy is.
Okay.
You've never defined how you're going to determine when you become healthy, for example.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you have any other advice that you would give as to a person just offhand as a life coach?
Yeah, I mean, I think that everyone can benefit from having a coach in their life at some point, whether it's, you know, a short season or a long season in your life. And so I think a lot of times people want to discount help because they feel like they're healthy, or they feel like they're mature, or they feel like that they're achieving things. And I think that sometimes those are the people who can most benefit from that type of person in their life, to actually help push them further and farther.
Okay. And would you say that life coaching is just for people that need help, or do you think it's for the broader sense of everybody?
I think anyone can benefit from a life coach. I
Yeah.
think not everyone can benefit from the same life coach. Like,
Okay.
I can help a lot of people, but some people would be more helped by a different type of coach.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of coaches have different niches. You know,
Yeah.
some will specialize in wellness and health. Some will specialize in starting your own business or things like that. And so I think when you can find a coach that fits what you're looking for, anyone and everyone can benefit from it.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I
Yeah,
want to
it's
be
fun.
life coached by you now.
Let's do it.
Well, thanks for joining us, Laura. I love you. I love having you on the show. Always.
you.
It's always beautiful and amazing to have you here.
Thank you.
And you always give us such wisdom, and it's just so beneficial to my life and to everybody else's, I know.
It's fun being here.
Thanks. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. We love having you on the show, and we love that you're joining us. And please come back next time.